There is an old Chinese story about a young student who traveled to the mountains to learn from a wise master named Lao Tzu. The student was frustrated because he had been trying to master sword fighting for years, but progress came slowly. He practiced hard every day, pushing himself until his muscles hurt and his mind felt tired. Yet other students who seemed to practice less were becoming better than him. Lao Tzu took the student to a nearby river and pointed to a large rock sitting in the middle of the water. The master asked, "Do you see how the water flows around this rock?" The student nodded. Then Lao Tzu pointed to the smooth, curved shape of the rock. This rock was once sharp and rough. The water shaped it into this smooth form. The water never fought the rock. It just kept flowing day after day, year after year. Now tell me, which is stronger, the hard rock or the soft water? The student wanted to say the rock was stronger, but he could not ignore what his eyes showed him. The soft water had carved this rock and countless others throughout the valley. It had shaped the entire mountain over time. Lao Tzu smiled and said, "You are trying to be like the rock, hard and forceful. But if you want to become truly strong, learn to be like water instead." This simple lesson about water became one of the most important teachings in Taoist philosophy. Most people approach difficult tasks by gathering their willpower, tightening their jaw, and pushing harder. When they hit something blocking their way, they push even harder. When things do not work, they force more effort into the situation. This approach feels right because our culture teaches that success requires constant struggle and force. But Lao Tzu discovered something different by watching water. He noticed that the softest thing in nature was also one of the most powerful. Water looks like one of the weakest things in the world. You can put your hand through it easily without any resistance. It has no hardness, no sharp edges, no weapons to fight with. Yet, this same soft water carves through solid rock over time. Water shapes entire mountains and creates deep valleys across the land. Drop by drop, year after year, it breaks apart stone that seems permanent and impossible to change. Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching that nothing in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at overcoming the hard and strong. This simple watching of water became the foundation of what we might call water mind, a way of approaching difficult tasks that looks weak on the surface but proves incredibly powerful over time. The first principle of water mind is that water never fights directly against things blocking its path. When water meets a large rock sitting in the middle of a stream, it does not try to push through the rock with force. Instead, it flows around the rock naturally. When it meets a solid wall blocking its way, it does not beat against that wall over and over. Instead, it finds the tiny cracks and seeps through them slowly. When it faces a steep cliff dropping below, it does not throw itself against the stone trying to move it. Instead, it falls with gravity and wears the rock away slowly through constant, gentle touching. This behavior sounds like giving up or always taking the easy path. But watch water more carefully over time. It always reaches where it is going eventually. Rivers always find their way to the sea, no matter how many things get in the way. You can use this principle for a difficult project at work or school. Most people approach hard work by trying to force their way through every problem they meet. They hit a problem and immediately try to solve it through hard effort and willpower. This direct approach creates huge stress and often leads to complete burnout. The water mind approach asks a different question when facing problems. Where is the natural path through this challenge? Where are the cracks I can flow through without forcing? What parts of this problem can I work around instead of fighting directly? This approach does not mean avoiding hard work or taking shortcuts. Water is constantly moving and flowing forward. It never stops or gives up, but it moves along the path of least resistance while still moving steadily toward where it wants to go. A student using WaterMind might look at a difficult subject and instead of forcing themselves to understand everything at once, they find the one small part that makes sense and start there. They flow into the subject through the natural opening rather than trying to break down the entire wall at once. The second principle teaches us that water changes its shape to fit any container it enters. Pour water into a cup and it becomes cup shaped. Pour it into a bottle and it becomes bottle shaped. Water has no fixed form of its own. It changes constantly to match whatever situation it finds itself in. This flexibility is not weakness or lack of character. This ability to change is exactly how water gets into places that stiff things cannot reach. A solid block of wood cannot flow through a narrow pipe. Water can go anywhere because it changes shape. Most people approach challenges with stiff ideas about how things should go. They make a detailed plan and then get frustrated when reality does not match what they planned. They have a fixed idea about the right way to solve a problem and cannot see other options that might work better. The water mind asks you to hold your goals firmly but hold your methods loosely. The final destination stays fixed in your mind, but the path to get there can change based on what actually works in reality. Imagine you're learning a new skill like drawing or playing a musical instrument. The stiff approach says you must practice in a specific way for a specific amount of time each day. If life interrupts this perfect schedule, you feel like a complete failure. The water mind approach says your goal is to improve at this skill over time through steady practice. Some days you practice for an hour when energy is high. Some days you practice for just 5 minutes when time is limited. Some days you watch others perform and learn through watching. The water flows around things, blocking it like time and energy while still moving steadily toward the sea. The third principle reminds us that water is naturally patient in its work. It does not rush or hurry toward where it is going. A river does not try to reach the ocean in one single day. It flows steadily and constantly without worry about how long the journey takes. The deep canyon walls that water carves into land form over thousands of years. Each day, the water does its small work of flowing over rock. The rock does not visibly change in a day or a week or even a year. But over long periods of time, the constant gentle pressure creates huge changes that seem impossible. This patience is perhaps the hardest part of water mind for modern people to accept. We live in a culture that expects fast results from everything. We want to see visible progress every single day. We get discouraged when a week of hard effort produces no visible change. But the Taoist understanding recognizes that real change happens slowly through building up. The constant gentle pressure of daily practice creates more lasting change than occasional bursts of intense effort followed by long breaks. Think about someone trying to get physically fit and healthy. The forceful approach involves extreme workouts that leave you completely tired out and sore, followed by several days of recovery where you do nothing. This creates a pattern of intensity followed by collapse. The water mind approach involves moderate exercise every single day without exception. Each individual day feels relatively easy. You do not push yourself to complete tiredness, but over months and years, this steady flow creates remarkable strength and health that the intense approach cannot match. The fourth principle is what Lao Tzu called Wu Wei, which translates poorly into English as non doing or effortless action. This phrase sounds like doing nothing at all, but it actually means something more interesting and useful. It means acting in harmony with the natural flow of things rather than fighting against them. Water demonstrates Wu Wei perfectly through its movement. It never seems to struggle or strain against anything, yet it gets enormous work done over time. Wu Wei appears in your life when you stop forcing things to happen your way and start working with how things naturally want to unfold. A simple example shows this principle clearly. When you try to force yourself to fall asleep through willpower, sleep runs away from you. The harder you try to make it happen, the more awake you become. But when you relax and let sleep come naturally on its own, it arrives easily without struggle. This is Wu Wei in action. You do not make sleep happen through force. You create the right conditions where sleep happens naturally by itself. You can apply the same principle to learning or working. Forcing yourself to focus through pure willpower creates strain and mental tiredness. But creating an environment where focus happens naturally works much better. Remove distractions from your space. Work during times when your natural energy is high. Take short breaks before you get too tired. These actions allow focused work to flow naturally without constant battle. The work still gets done, but it does not feel like fighting a war. The fifth principle teaches that water is humble in how it moves through the world. It always seeks the lowest place available. It flows downward into valleys while everything else tries to climb upward to peaks. Lao Tzu wrote that water is content with the low places that most people reject as unworthy. This humility gives water its true power. By going to low places, water gathers together. By gathering together, it becomes deep. By becoming deep, it becomes powerful enough to move anything. Rivers form in valleys, not on mountain tops. In practical terms, this principle means being willing to start small and simple rather than trying to leap to advanced levels immediately. Someone learning to write might feel embarrassed to write simple sentences when they imagine creating complex books someday. But Watermind says to start where you actually are right now, even if that place feels low and humble. Write the simple sentences without shame. Flow naturally from where you are now. Depth and power develop through patient building up of small efforts, not through trying to be impressive from the very beginning. These five principles work together as a complete system. Non resistance allows you to flow around things blocking you instead of beating against them uselessly. Flexibility allows you to change your approach based on what actually works in reality. Patience allows you to keep going over long periods without burning out from being too tired. Wu Wei allows you to work in harmony with natural rhythms instead of fighting them constantly. And humility allows you to start simple and build naturally rather than forcing yourself to perform beyond your current ability. Here is how you can begin practicing Watermind today with your own challenges. Choose one difficult task or project you are currently struggling with. Now ask yourself these questions honestly. Where am I forcing something that does not want to move? What thing blocking me am I beating against when I could simply flow around it? What fixed approach am I holding onto that I could change? What am I trying to rush that actually needs more patience? Where am I fighting natural rhythms instead of working with them? And where am I too proud to start small and simple? The answers to these questions show you exactly where to apply Watermind principles in your life. You do not need to change everything at once with huge effort. Water itself works slowly and patiently. Pick just one principle and practice it for a full week. Notice what happens when you stop forcing and start flowing. Notice what opportunities open up when you change instead of insisting on one stiff path. Notice how keeping going becomes easier when you remove the strain of constant battle. Lao Tzu lived over 2000 years ago, but his watching of water applies perfectly to modern challenges. We face different problems than ancient Chinese farmers faced, but human nature has not changed. We still tire ourselves out through constant forcing. We still create unnecessary suffering by resisting what is rather than working with what is. The water mind offers a different path forward, more natural, more sustainable, and ultimately more effective. The soft overcomes the hard, the gentle overcomes the stiff. The patient outlasts the rushed. This is not abstract philosophy for its own sake. This is practical wisdom for doing hard things without destroying yourself in the process.